What's up, guys? Bob here, and welcome back to another Command Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath cast. And yeah, today we are on Dustbowl right now between two players, L1onCub and sneakysnail. Okay, just thinking of the factions. So down here on the bottom, as the purple, it's the type of screen faction. What type of screen faction is Reaper 17? It is L1onCub, a very old player. I have not seen him in a long time, and it looks like in the secret play he is back. And then in the top, as the pink nod, this is sneakysnail, a player who I personally never have heard of, and I'm actually a bit confused on who he is. But yeah, he uploaded this replay. Has a couple of loves, so I thought I'd decide to cast it. Again, sorry about the lack of videos lately. I really need to stop playing serious. I'm busy, but I usually am busy. Alright, anyway. So there's going to be a lot of spiking aggression with a bunch of buzzer swarms from L1onCub. He was playing random, so he got Reaper, and now there are a lot of militant squads. That's like, is that four or five militant squads? Which is a lot of money. Actually, no, 5 militant squads. So 5 militant squads is definitely a lot of money spent. That's over 1,000 spent on militant squads. Plus, I think, is that 2 engineers or 1 engineer? Okay, 1 engineer. But yeah, that many militant squads is very, very expensive. And this buzzer should be able to clear out some, as well as he's now sending a raider buggy scout. I really think that's overspending by sneakysnail on the scouting. The raider buggy plus the militant squads is very expensive. Now L1onCub is just going for an eco build right now. 2 harvesters, 1 refinery. And I don't think he did get a scout off on sneakysnail. Yeah. Sneakysnail will be on two refs, 3 harvesters, and starting his expansion now. L1onCub, a little bit behind that. I think he's producing a 2nd ref right now. It's not done though. Yet this buggy will just take down the shields of these harvesters a bit. So yeah, now L1onCub is on 2 and 4, which is pretty good eco, and he should start expanding now. No, well, he's not expanding, so I think he's building. Well, he is building something. I don't know what. It's probably tier 2. No, it's a power plant, and now he will be packing up and starting that expansion. A little bit behind sneakysnail, but sneakysnail, like I said, did spend a lot of money on that scouting. While he is getting a lot of information, I really do think he overspent on a lot of it, spending almost $2,000 on scouting. Yeah. Right now, sneakysnail will be just now producing harvesters. He has he has all 5 on his main field. Now he has expanded, making a ref right now. Yeah. And now Shardwalker is out for L1onCub to defend against all the infantry scouting. Again, Shardwalkers for Reaper 17, significantly better than those Gunwalkers for normal screens. There's a militant squad in this bottom right corner. A sneakysnail either put there so he could scout later, or he forgot about it. I doubt he would forget about there though. So I think that's intentional. And now there will be a buzzer swarm attached, or combined, sorry, official term, combined with that Shardwalker, which will be scouting. And he could just go near it and then detach the buzzers, and nope, sneakysnail will avoid that. And now the buzzer is going for the militant squads. It will manage to take them all down, and now sneakysnail is on 2 refs on his expansion, pumping out some scorpion tanks, or 1 scorpion tank. But now the Shardwalker will be able to get off the scout. 2 scorpion tanks out now. They should be able to take down the Shardwalker relatively fast, but the Shardwalker looks like it will get at least part of the scout off before spotting scorpion tanks, at least before it gets taken down. There is a militant squad left in L1onCub space that should be spotted by L1onCub and taken out, so it doesn't get that extra info. But L1onCub will be producing seekers, and he's using more Shardwalker scouts. And he did manage to claim the spike over here, and hiccuped. So spike on the left, spikes are equal for both players, and I know the economy is pretty stable for both as well. Stupid hiccups. Scorpion tank's going to be moving out, and yeah, they will take down the Shardwalker. The Scorpion tanks now are going to be moving through the middle field. There will be a decoy army placed that should be able to do some decent distraction. There are only a couple of Seekers I can spot, but now Shields has been upgraded. The tier 2 is out, and now there's actually quite a few Seekers. These could very well overwhelm Scorpion tanks in this battle if they're micro correctly. Some health bars for this battle. Sneak's still pretty decent micro, pulling those injured Scorpion tanks back. Now there will be a mine drop, and Descents will now place down, will die. Venoms are also out, but they will get picked off by the Seekers. And now there are some Raider buggies as well. Now Mechapede Head, he doesn't want those to get near the Scorpions, or else that Mechapede Head will get taken down. Seekers with stealth detection are going to be able to take out those mines very easily. And now, yeah, the air tower producing Venoms, I don't think those are too useful in the fight, other than versus the Descents, but there aren't that many of them. Now Dozers is out for Sneaky Snail. That should be able to do some decent damage, or at least protect them. Now there's a Storm calling out. That means there is a tier 3, and I think it's upgrading shard launchers. Would make sense considering the amount of Seekers, as well as a couple of Mechapedes. I'll segment it up. I'm terrible at telling segments, but they look like shared segments if I'm correct. But I don't play screens, so I'm actually really bad at telling them. Alright, yeah. Now there is a hexapod, or Wharf Chasm, that's the official name for it. It out for R17, and he should be able to use that for. He should be able to use that to build a hexapod, which could do some very useful damage. Now there are some disc segments on the Mechapedes, and there are some with shards though that should be able to do decent damage to the Scorpions. Pretty good micro from R17, not letting them get hit and get hit. If they do get hit, they get hit in the back. Shard launchers is out for the Seekers, and now this harvester, I think that's on a rally. Yeah, that refinery got clicked, so that will do, like, if Sneaky Snail managed to catch that out, that could very well do some damage. R17 now is expanding, as well as his hexapod is done. Redeemer is on the way for Sneaky Snail, and has a couple of flame tanks and a bunch of scorpion tanks, and obviously has a tier 3. I think he is working on laser capacitors, considering the amount of scorpion tanks he has. That could actually very well help them a lot, make those scorpion tanks more powerful. As from before, from the clicks, he does have he does have clicks available. He could do pretty decent. Now there is an obelisk out. It should be able to take out some Mechapedes if it's controlled properly. This segment's not very useful at all versus the scorpion tanks. They're meant for anti-air. They're really not good against scorpion tanks, so those discs won't be helpful. Now Sneaky Snail is expanding to the field on the far left. R17 has farmed that too, and now there's a flame tank which is focusing down a secret that is heard, but the Redeemer is done, and no garrisons yet into it, but there's an engineer being produced. No, that's to capture the spike. Yeah, that will be a spike capture, a little bit of extra eco. Now hexapod, it does have, I think, some descents and shard launchers, shock troopers in it that could do some pretty decent extra damage. And now the Mechapedes, he's moving in. They could be able to take out some harvesters if there is stealth detection, but I don't think Mechapedes detect stealth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't. But yeah, obelisks are out. They could do some very good damage if they are focused down. One Mechapede just went down, and now there looks like a tip field detonation will go down. We'll take out one Mechapede and hurt some others. It actually takes down all the Mechapedes. All the Mechapedes are dead now. Now there is a corruptor on the hexapod, but there is nothing really else there for it. The hexapod will be moving forward, but the Redeemer and all the other units, such as these scorpion tanks, are doing a lot of damage to it. The laser capacitors are out, and mine strike right there, I think. Yeah, that will allow the hexapod to escape, at least for now, considering there is that armor penetration of 100% now. R17 is fighting he did stats the Redeemer, but it's still Sneaky Snail is pushing his hexapod. Mech Beat's now coming in, going to be able to take down some of the infantry. That stays is very useful right now as the Corruptors heal up that Hexapod. It will take down a couple of those Scorpion tanks remaining, and now the Redeemer will get unfrozen as well as the rest of the Scorpion tanks. Now a lot of damage is going to come onto the Eradicator. Hexapod rear armor, it is firing. That Rage Gen is making it fire at its own units. Mechapedes are dying, at least their segments are, a lot of them. And now the Redeemer, it is losing a lot of HP really fast to the Hexapod now that the Rage Gen is off of it. The mine just took down a Mechapede. R17 really needs to do stealth detection on those mines, and just so his Hexapod doesn't stumble onto them, and so his units such as Mechapedes can shoot them. Milton squads will go down right there, and now R17 is doing a pretty good push. Yeah, R17 should capture the spike, which he is doing. I think he just left that engineer there. Right now, Corruptors on the Hexapod, making it tank a lot. The Redeemer doesn't have an engineer in it. It can't heal up unless it gets to a war factory, and now it is going to be running away. Redemption support power called on. Now mock squads are going to be produced from the dying, and now the Hexapod does get EMP'd. I believe this is played on 1.02 plus, so there shouldn't be any really bad mock glitches. Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt there would be any really bad mock EMP glitches. Rear buggies, well, EMPing that Hexapod, it's still getting healed by the Corruptors. It's not losing that much HP very fast. Now the Redeemer, it doesn't have an engineer and has taken a lot of damage. It does one-shot a Mechapede though. Now some more Raider buggies are going to EMP this Hexapod. There's a lot of fire on it, as well as a couple of Scorpion tanks that are hurt very much. The Redeemer is also hurt a lot and it can't heal, but the Hexapod keeps on getting EMP'd. This Scorpion tank should be able to go down, and they both do go down. Now the Redeemer does get EMP'd by its own Raider buggies, but the Hexapod is also EMP'd, and right now there's just infantry firing on it. That won't do much when you have the Corruptors healing, but now the Redeemer should be able to take out the Corruptors. It will take out one. Now the Mechapede is going to come in and try to take down the Raider buggies. Takes out 3 segments of that Mechapede. Now this Redeemer is doing a lot of damage. It will be pulled back. sneakysnail really should put an engineer in that Redeemer so it can heal up, because that is really not a safe level of health for your epic unit to have. Yeah, L1onCub forgot about that engineer. No really surprise attacks. It's right now both players are focused on their pushes at this main field. Just start adjusting my mic. Now stealth tank is out. That does have tib core. It's going to do some damage to the Corruptor, and the Corruptor won't go down, but it's on very low health. Now the Corruptor will go down. Rear armor fire to the Hexapod. Rage Gen is making its attack its own Mechapedes. That Hexapod now will get chased off. Now there are some stealth tanks out for sneakysnail. That could do some economic damage. And now R17 is finally capturing that spike, taking away that extra $10 a second for sneakysnail. Alright, now the Hexapod, I think I doubt that was a Rage Gen. Now it's going for the stealth tanks, and one stealth tank does go down. Yeah, now the Mechapedes quite hurt. A lot of Mechapedes have gone down. I can't think the economy for R17 is very good right now. Oh, he has 10 grand, and that sneakysnail has about 1,000. So R17 has 10 grand. He could spend that on a lot of stuff. I'd say probably go for those tripods of Reaper that are very, very good. They can EMP and they're very, very deadly. I think the Mechapedes aren't that effective versus the Redeemer and Obelisk, because sneakysnail is doing that micro, taking down those Mechapedes, as well as just taking them down with Scorpions. However, the Mechapedes now are going to be moving north. There is an Obelisk. It can do some decent damage, but it only takes out one segment right there. That's pretty decent micro from R17, and they should be able to take out this power plant, but a lot of the segments are harming their capability to do that much damage. There is a harvester that's just going to be waltzing by this Obelisk, and it just got sold off right as it's firing. Alright. Yeah, these Mechapedes are doing a lot of damage. In fact, they could take down some advanced power plants. They should focus that down first. There's no push on the opposite sides. Now the Redeemers have to come back. There are a couple of stealth tanks. And taking down some Seekers. That advanced power plant will go down, and now the Op Center should go down with it. the tier 2 will go down. That's not that big of a deal though. For sneakysnail, he doesn't need he doesn't need anti-air versus Reaper, considering Reaper just won't really build anti-air. Yeah, and he has a bunch of secret tanks. I think L1onCubs really needs to go for some tripods. Does he still have that 10k? He has 20k. Like, he's screen so he doesn't need silos, but you might as well think that it would be good for him to have silos so he remembers to spend his 20 grand. Like 20, like that could be a lot of tripods. Upgrade the tripods. Like, I seriously, having that much money spare, but did his MCV go now? No, it didn't. He's building some power plants. But after that, seriously, use your tech, use your economy. That 10 grand, that 20 grand won't be going anywhere. Yeah, he has almost 20 grand. Now he's spending more of it, but he's also earning it back. Like, he's like now at 18k, but still, that much money should be used to spend on tripods or something of that sort. More mechapedes even, maybe more corruptors to heal up that hexapod. Now the hexapod will be pushing along with the seekers. They are fully upgraded, but still, in this late game, they may not be very effective for stuff like the Redeemer, but now there are tib core bikes. Tib core bikes can be very, very effective, but now the seekers are moving and they will be able to take down this bike's very weak armor, but now the tib vein detonation will go off. It won't do that much damage to the screen. Actually, no, it will take down a lot of seeker tanks. Now, the tib core stealth tanks are going to absolutely wreck those seekers. Now, it should be able to finish off this one seeker and then escape. Yep, that stealth tank, pretty good micro from sneakysnail, I forgot his name there. And it will be able to take down more of seeker tanks. And yeah, that secret tank will go down right as it turns into a veteran. And now L1onCub will be pushing. That stealth tank was a very important asset for sneakysnail, but now he has a flame redeemer still with no engineer and taking down some buildings. That barracks will go down, and now the MCV has a good chance of going down. There are flame tanks in his base, and he still, if his money, like, I want to see his money. Okay, he spent a lot of it on mechapedes and seekers, luckily, but he still has quite a bit of money. Not as much though, luckily. But yeah, he still has 6 grand, which still can be very useful. But now he is pushing with his hexapod. Now it looks like going to be into a base trade very, very fast. These mechapedes and distance will have to defend against this redeemer. The distance won't be too effective because of the flame, and the mechapedes could be able micro, but it's still very hard versus a redeemer. Regen does go off, and now a lot of the mechapedes could be going down to, one mechapede does go down to the rage den. Now a tripod is finally out for L1onCub. This tripod could go down very fast though. Yeah, the tripod will go down, and now the redeemer, it should try to crush at least a, yeah, it could very well focus down the mechapedes, and now it's going to go to crush the seekers, and now they have to pull back. One seeker already does go down. He's going for the war factory. That war factory is very important to L1onCub, but nope, he won't go for it. He's actually going for like the power, I think. It's very hard to tell which direction the flame going. Yeah, now that power plant will go down, and in addition to that war factory, the war factory can go down very, very fast. The tripod can EMP if it gets close enough, but it won't. Oh, it's trying to. Yes, sneakysnail. L1onCub's trying to get it close enough. It will EMP the redeemer, but now just this segments are firing against the redeemer. The shards are doing some good damage, but again, the mechapedes have a lot of discs. L1onCub, to be honest, I think he could have. What he could have done is just focus down some of the segments and bought like some shard. He had the eco for it back then. But yeah, now a lot of mechapedes are going to be going down to this redeemer. It is an elite redeemer. That's could go heroic very fast, and heroic redeemers aren't nice to fight at all. Yeah. Now the hexapod, there is a stealth tower, but the hexapod is going for some fighting, is trying to finish off the base. And now there is the seeker. It EMPs the stealth. Yeah. So now both sides going for each other's base. This is a base trade. L1onCub could take this, and heroic rocket squad, by the way. That could do a lot of damage to the mechapedes. No, they're getting taken down. Elite hexapod. Elite Redeemer. Both are trying to base trade. L1onCub could win this if he manages to take down this Redeemer. That rear armor fire shards will do a lot of damage, but it is an Elite Redeemer. There is only 2 buildings left after this. 3 buildings left right now. Mechapede's going down, and there's not much hope left for L1onCub. He needs to either... Oh, heroic Redeemer. He just needs to take down the buildings. He needs to hope, but no, the EMP will take down his hexapod, and now, no matter the heroic Redeemer, looks like it is going to win the game for L1onCub. That's his last building, and yes, it looks like L1onCub will be defeated. That was very good game. Came down to the last possible second, but yeah, I think definitely L1onCub had more units throughout the entire game. Yeah, the structures tab is always weird. L1onCub had so much more eco. I want to show that eco. Almost 10 over 10,000 more money, and he didn't use it that well. He should build I think he should have built tripods a lot sooner. I think he should have definitely gone for just more powerful units a lot sooner. He had the money to do a lot, and he could have very well just gone for mass tripods, and then with his hexapod and just done a massive push. But yeah, he does get taken down to that base trade. Yeah, very good game, and thank you all for watching. And until next time, this is Bob McBab saying goodbye. Bye.